Hey,
Hey,
hi
Delcine.
Gal.
How you
I
doing,
finally
hon?
get to. I'm doing okay.
Good.
Finally get to come to things and don't get kicked out. I usually get kicked out with the go,
Oh, yeah.
so just going everywhere.
So you got the quest on now?
Yes, I got two hands.
Right on. I took my cousin and his wife over to your place. They love the chapel. They marked it as one of their favorites.
Oh, thank you.
Guess we're going to start now.
Yeah, 'cause I go off to my son.
Oh, okay.
Now he wants it. It was his for Christmas, but he didn't want it. Now he wants it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, live love. Oh,
Man, I cannot like. I can't get into the Christmas.
push it back with your grip and push it back.
Can't do it.
At least we can speak right now until that's turned off.
Hey everyone! Yeah! Woohoo! Welcome to the news and updates. I just love this update to the studio. It is so beautiful. And I am Laurel or Rel, and let me introduce you to my amazing co-host Donna.
Okay, I think I'm got it all together. Laurel does it so fast, it always takes me a long time. But
You're
hello,
fine.
everyone. I'm Donna McTee, and I'm here to help host another in our third year, delivering you the news from around the AltSpace VR community. We have been celebrating our second anniversary with you all month, and now we're focused on providing you the best news and information over the next year about the activities and events in and around AltSpace VR. Now, behind the scenes is our producer, the amazing Mark, who is not just running the show, but controlling the slides and the live stream video on a separate account hovering over you. if you were here for the first of our behind the scenes events over the past weeks, you could see how all of this works. You would see that he is a man with multiple computers and multiple VR devices and 14 hands to control them all. So thank you, Mark, for all that you do. Now, as usual, we have much to cover from around AltSpace VR community. So let's get this started.
Indeed. Thanks, Donna. I love the enthusiasm going here. So
I was told
welcome,
once that
welcome.
I could get I could be getting excited about a ham sandwich. So this is way easier.
Yeah, I think AltSpace is much better than a ham sandwich right now for enthusiasm. That is awesome. I love it. All right, so welcome. Let's start with the AltSpace news. Have you been enjoying the new Commons and the hubs? Have you been hanging out in there at all? Do you like them? Not like them? Sort of like them? Think they're, oh, I see. There's a mix of emotions here. All right, so how about the nighttime campfire and the Halloween decorations of campfire? Have you been, oh, okay, I have to say, I love the rattling skull. Throwing the rattling skull, listen to bones cracks me up. So hopefully you also have been decorating your worlds with a new Halloween kit, with that return of the great Halloween kit, like we've done with our studio here. It is the season for spooking, and we have some events on the schedule to help you celebrate the spooky dress-up holiday in a safe way.
Now, to celebrate the spooky holiday, news and updates, the AltSpace VR community helpers, world tours, and we are Improv VR have teamed up together to celebrate the holidays with community-built worlds showcased across multiple events the last week of October. As many people and children around the world are back in lockdown. Oh, it's so sad. This is our way to ensure our community and everyone can participate in the holidays with some fun world tours and social events.
Yes, and we've posted the information in the new AltSpace VR World Building World Showcase channel. Check that out. If you've got a completed world, not a world in progress, there's a channel for that, but if you have a completed world, put it in there. But if you have a Halloween world, if you have a scary world you want to be included, put it in there and include the hashtag Halloween in there, and we're going to check it out for the event. So please check it out, share your world. This is a community event. We need world builders and volunteer scarers so everyone can participate. Please come join us to share and learn how you can become involved in this great community event. So thank you to News and Updates, the World's team. We are Improv, as well as the AltSpace VR staff, for all of their support.
Now, event hosts will rejoice with some new event templates. You guys, if you check these out, the new event spaces are based upon they were the worlds built by Microsoft for their Developer Days conference this past August. These spaces are interesting. They're different from some of the other spaces with logos and other features removed. The spaces are from the conference. So if you were at the conference, you've been in those spaces, and they're now templates. These spaces are identical, one with a closed stage area, and the other, this is the one I love, with the open stage area, so you can actually see the sky. And it's opened with a campfire style landscape in the background. It is so awesome. We can breathe in that space. I love it. These event spaces are designed for a conference, but it will be interesting to see how the community and event hosts use these to go beyond the concept of a conference space.
Yes, indeed. Now, we have some sad news for Oculus Go users. We thought we had more time before the end of life support from Facebook and Oculus. But AltSpace VR has tentatively put December on the roadmap for the end of support and the retirement of the Oculus Go. I feel like we soon need to have a moment of silence for Oculus Go users. Many event hosts, world builders got their start using the Oculus Go here. I have amazing memories of Oculus Go and Oculus Go users. But as terrible as it is, welcome to technology. So please help us share the sad news with other Go users around the community and help them prepare so they're not surprised because nothing's worse than buying a Go, showing up and finding out it's going to be dead tomorrow. It's just ridiculous. So we can prepare people for this unfortunate and terrible experience coming in December. Don't know exactly when, but it's coming.
Now, I'd just like to add one note about this, you guys. So it always takes a little bit of time. Like, it's a financial investment for us, right, in our devices. So this is not only sad because you're going to lose the Go, but there's dollars invested in it, and that's sad. And it takes a little bit of time to get the dollars to buy a different device, right? But just remember that, like, right now, both Laurel and I are actually in 2D, and you can be in 2D for no dollars. So you don't have to leave AltSpace. You'll just be able to enjoy a 2D experience until you have your new device, okay? So please, if you have any questions about getting prepared for 2D, come and ask us. We'll help you. And because it's like, it's better than not having a device, okay?
Absolutely.
So, a closed beta testing project was also announced this week to help with the new web projector that enables in-world streaming of PC or Mac Chrome browser web pages into AltSpace VR to make media sharing easier and more robust. Currently, this is limited to Chrome users, not other browsers, but beta testing product is limited and the limit has already been capped, so you may want to join this waiting list. So I can just tell you that I have mixed emotions about this, because if I get my hopes up and get dashed again, I don't know if my heart can take it, but I so want this
You
to
are
work.
resilient. You are resilient. We know it. Yeah, we're hoping this will work.
Yeah.
You know, for people that are not fans of Chrome, it's going to be complicated. But we want to talk just for a second about the fact that this is a long requested form of testing, and we want to. You know, we've been asking, community helpers have been asking for short-term testing of new features, and this is one of the first closed beta testing projects started in AltSpace VR to ensure those with the experience and the expertise to provide the specific feedback that the developers need to stabilize and improve the new features and functions are available to, to participate in this, that goes beyond just the people that are community helpers. So we look forward to testing more projects like this in our community. And I would like to say hello to everyone in room 2. So those of you who are with us in room 1, please send up some hearts to let people in room 2 know they are not alone. Welcome, welcome, room 2.
Okay, so to carry on, among the updates, the week before arrived the beta features of the new audio settings and the audio occlusion. The first is found in the settings audio panel in World. It allows you to set a master volume control, then micro-tune the volume for voice, environment, and effects. Not all the effects are covered yet, as this is still in beta. But what an amazing improvement for controlling the loud noises and video found in many worlds for yourself. So have you experimented with it? Right now it's only working in the templates that have been designed right by AltSpace. They're still not working in any of our user built worlds, right? But even if that Vista, that fan, I'd like to throw a rock at that fan, and now I can just turn it down.
Yes!
Yay!
Or that darn pigeon. The darn pigeon makes me crazy in there.
I know. Yeah, it's so nice to be able to do some of these things. So have you, just wondering if you've experimented with it. It makes the campfire experience so much more enjoyable to help moderate your audio experience. So we'll be excited to get through the beta of this and be able to add this to our own worlds. But even now in the template worlds, it's awesome.
It is. And I don't know if any of you have been here around long enough to remember the house party template. There was an ice cream truck that drove us crazy that came by every few minutes. Yes. Oh my God. And when Vista had all this noise, I thought of the same thing. I want to turn that sucker down.
Yes.
I spent many an hour standing there welcoming people to parties and stuff and listening to that ice cream truck. So audio occlusion provides a more realistic voice soundscape. This is seriously Frame is the only other platform that has been able to add this, and we're so excited about this. So Oculent Occlusion is a more realistic voice soundscape where surfaces influence the audibility of the voices. So in the new Commons hubs, if you move around and you listen to others speaking and you hear the sounds changing as if there was a wall or a window between you and the speakers. So check that out. They're working on developing this as kit items, allowing us to create realistic audio experiences and worlds with breakout spaces to allow groups to stay together and not talk over the top of each other, and they don't have to spread out over distances. Now you have to spread way out in the distance to be able to not be talking over different groups. So I love this. I love this.
Now, do you have your Quest 2 yet? Boxes arrive throughout the week around the world on doorsteps. Got your Quest 2 on now? Is anybody wearing them now? Let's throw up some hearts if people are wearing Quest 2 now.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, this is
woo,
very
look at
nice. This is very nice.
Ah, right on.
So we're eager for input and feedback. We're also hearing from many people how upset they were that they are required to log in with their Facebook account and finding challenges if they choose to not or create a new account. Some are suggesting that you use a separate Facebook account to register, but this can be problematic as well.
Yeah, we're hearing some terrible stories, and unfortunately, many people are returning them because of that in protest. It's really heartbreaking. We thought we had time. So we're exploring this issue more, and we'll report on it. But Facebook and Oculus has been warning us, as we have for months, of the merger of the two accounts. But we really, really, really thought this would be next year. So Quest 2 is still an extraordinary device. It's really an amazing device, and it has great quality visuals, and we are really eager to hear about your experiences. And we expect many new users arriving this weekend here in AltSpace, so let's make sure and welcome them.
Absolutely. Now, we'd like to also remind you that work continues on the Mac client version for 2D desktop access. Share word that AltSpace VR is accessible with a Mac laptop or desktop. Let your Mac user friends know. The more people that know about it, the more likely they are to give it a try. And if you are a world builder, update your world for a Mac version. This is really critical because if they come in here and then can't enter worlds, it sort of defeats the purpose of welcoming them. So if you have a featured kit or a shared kit or a template world builder, please update your kits and templates as well. Check out the World Building Discord for information and details.
I want to thank everyone who participated in our events over the past few weeks to celebrate the second year anniversary of News and Updates, touring the historical studios and showing you how we do this behind the scenes. It was fun, so much fun showing off how all this works. And the good and the bad and the crazy stuff, and sharing the lessons that we learned. Doing a show like this is fun, but it's also crazy. And it takes many long hours and a ton of work to pull it together. But we do this for you, the AltSpace VR community, because we know that you want to know what's going on here and around AltSpace.
So please remember to subscribe to our News and Updates Discord server, AltSpace VR channel, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch, and stay in touch with our live stream or recorded YouTube shows to stay updated with what's going on with AltSpace VR. We're very proud of what we've created and built here, and we do this for you. So thank you for being here and for supporting us.
And indeed, thank you so much. Now, let's talk about some world building. Okay, Soren K., who's one of the developers, mentioned something important to world builders that we felt was important and worth sharing with you and the world builders. It helps us understand how all this kind of works. So he said, we care about 4 things: total memory usage during upload and after uploading is finished, total the download size, and the frame rate. Now, having 1,900 individual tiny kits would really, really hurt frame rate. So if you use one item from a kit, I want you to remember this. This is important. We say this all the time in our world building things. If you use one item from a kit, the whole kit has to be downloaded into the headset. And the whole kit is loaded upon startup. So there is some benefit to putting things in fewer kits, in particular for asset sharing. So Donna, help us understand this.
Okay, I'm going to try. I have no idea. I thanked you and was so overwhelmed with emotion that AltSpace just literally sent me packing. So let me try. Do you guys hear me? You hear me, right? Okay.
Yep,
So
and you're on air? You're back on air?
You betcha. Yeah. So
Great.
let's quickly break this down. The 4 things mentioned include the total memory during loading and after loading. Templates and kits load first into the headset during the time you spend in the vortex waiting for the world to load. So sometimes you wait longer than others. That's why. After arriving in the world, photographs, GLTF, and other kits load into the headset. Take that entire load size as one big lump sum, and that number influences each user's experience. So for VR mobile headsets with tons of RAM or PC VR headsets or in 2D, this is usually not an issue. But low RAM headsets, this can be painful if the load and total sum is high. And bandwidth is the other thing that comes into this a little bit. Although I can't believe how little bandwidth AltSpace works on for some people.
Absolutely. And so the frame rate is the most important thing for mobile users, especially Quest and Go users. The lower the frame rate, the more pixelated and jerky the visual experience, leading to a higher potential for the dreaded motion sickness and visual discomfort. There are many things that influence frame rate and world builders in the world building channel in the AltSpace VR Discord. They would the world builders would love to talk to you about this more, but in general aim for 60 to 72 frames per second to ensure the smoothest experience. And as Soren K also mentioned, as VR devices like the Quest 2 and the other mobile devices improve, AltSpace VR is rethinking this minimum.
Now, Laurel, GLTF. That's a new term for me. What does that mean?
I don't know what it actually stands for, but it's the graphics. It's graphic Unity files that you can import directly into AltSpace. I mean, it's GLTF. I'm not sure graphic.
Oh, that's okay. But yeah, it has to do with that, with Unity graphics. Okay, that's cool. And just so you guys know, when you go into settings and go into, I think it's display, you can actually put on sorry, I'm doing this off script, but what's it called, Laurel, where you can check the frame rate?
If you go to display, settings display, and you turn on the Oculus frame rate, you can do it right now and take a check. Just know that it is per device. So what we see in 2D is very different from what you see in a Quest or Go or Vive or whatever it is. And we need to test in Quest is the key device to be checking for.
Okay, so what I want, and so I would want to add to that is, if you don't know what that means and you would like to, because I'm in that group of people that wonders what all these things mean, and when it says 142 instead of 70, I don't know what that means. I don't know what I need to do. And so that's where you want to research research world builder events and tours and the actual builders, and they have all this information to share. So
yeah, you want to stay between 60 to 72. That's the sweet spot. So if you go 75, 78, that's messy. If you go below 60, then things start pixelating and getting really complicated and jerky and stuff. So that's the sweet spot to be looking for in the numbers.
So we find this information to be insightful and hopefully helpful as world builders learn to work with the limitations of the diagnostics guidelines. One sec. And world size limits. Remember, right now we are continuing to build and support Go users, but in December, when Oculus retires the Go, these limitations will likely change and go up. Which leads us to the Halloween World Tours community event.
So again, we are Improv News and Updates, and the World Tour team are really working closely with AltSpace VR staff to fill up the last week of October with your Halloween spooky worlds. Come on, we need those worlds. They're going to be so much fun. Karen666 over in the corner over here, she is helping to get all your worlds all set up and ready to go. And we're in the past, we have had, for our Halloween events, we've had thousands of people come through these worlds. So you can check for the specifics and the guidelines at the AltSpace VR Discord World Showcase channel, and in the World Tours Discord at discord.me/World Tours. And there is also information, discussion, tips, techniques, how all of this is all coming together. This is your community event. You're going to make it awesome.
Now, some world builders are embracing the guidelines to ensure Oculus Go and Quest users have a great experience, and others are pushing back against them. So we wanted to address this for a moment. As mentioned, the guidelines provide the best support for Oculus Go and Quest users, but it also addresses the issues of event spaces. There are rarely issues with 12 or less people in a world, but a couple of dozen, the performance may lag and cause problems with people crashing, locking up, or having a terrible visual experience. The guidelines, which are recommendations, not absolutely, are designed for event worlds that are used specifically for events. After the event, you may add more bells and whistles to your world to ensure it lasts longer and it's open to everyone.
And honestly, we want to include as many worlds as possible that are built by the community for the community. So thank you for participating, being open to the event world limitations so that your world will be as open to as many people as possible. That's part of this kind of democratization that we're doing here, inclusive nature of AltSpace, is we want as many people to have access and to be involved as possible. And honestly, we are expecting hundreds and hundreds, possibly over 1,000 or more people to tour through these events. So get your worlds in and come and join us. Now, if you don't want to build a world, you can also be a volunteer to be a scarer. Yes, we need scary people to do scary things here in our worlds because we need to have scary things in scary places. Ah! Okay, was that showbiz enough? I've been waiting to do that. Okay, so really, we need some scary people, some people who will do some scary stuff.
Okay,
and
do you
jump
guys
things.
agree with me? She is one scary woman, and I'm not talking about Halloween. Like, seriously.
I will claim that one.
Oh,
So
my good gosh.
I am. We need, seriously, we need some people to do jump scares. We need some howling, some woo voices, and all kinds of fun things. And so if you build a world and you have some friends to help you do it, great. If not, just ask. And if you want to volunteer and help out with this, just let us know for the World Tours group. Talk to us here after the news, whatever. Talk to Dawn and Stevie from We Are Improv. Join us at the World Tours. Ask us there. We would love to have some very scary people here. Yes, it's going to be so much fun. I'm excited.
Oh, the thrills just don't end. So as we get ready for some amazing world building for the Halloween and holiday season, remember there are tons of videos and in-world classes on world building with Carnivore and the Computer Science and VR team for free and paid, and others are taking advantage of the free access to Unity classes on the Unity website and all the free information and tutorials out there for the AltSpace VR community and beyond. Seriously, guys, if you have any interest in building worlds, there is so many resources and people. And my experience is, I'm not a world builder, but my experience is the world building community is really, they're really tight. They help each other, and we learn so much from each other, right, you guys? So take the opportunity to learn if you're so inclined.
Absolutely. And We love seeing your creativity unleashed here in Altspace and to push those boundaries. Ancient, I won't say, I can look around the room. We have so many people in here, Mark and others that are pushing, Daisy Shaw and stuff, pushing the boundaries of what we could build here in Altspace. It's really beautiful. Karen is in here. She's putting together a theater production. Again, it may be just theater, but she's pushing world building features and things together to make this play work. So I love it when people are pushing the limits for everything that we're doing, and we want to share that experience. So please visit our Discord, our News and Updates Discord, and go to the Share Your World or the Share Your Event, and let us know, and we may share your world right here up on this stage. And if you're looking for inspiration, please check out the World Tours with Daisy Shaw on Tuesdays and the Wednesday World Tours. We're doing lots and lots of scary worlds this month. That's our theme. So we're going to give you some inspiration.
The World Tours team will be touring the worlds of the 2019 Halloween Haunted Woods Worlds on Wednesday to show off some of the great examples from last year in the scary worlds here in Altspace VR. If you still need inspiration for your Halloween world, don't miss this Wednesday as the community builds worlds for the special Halloween World Tour community event this month.
Yay. And don't
Did we
forget
forget
those
to
tours?
did we
We do
mention
behind the
that
scenes.
it's Halloween?
No, we've forgotten that part. So now as we're continuing to not talk about Halloween, those of you out in the lobby, come on in. There's plenty of seats. We want to make sure that you don't get ready for some very scary events this week. Did you know that there are over 100 free events a week here in Altspace VR? Some weeks it's 150. This is not counting the hundreds and hundreds of private events that you don't even hear about, as they're often ticketed or only open to registered attendees. There are conferences, meetings, workshop classes, even high school graduations and university graduations here. Altspace VR is busier than you may imagine. Now, we share this with you to consider Altspace for your next meeting, your next event, your next group session, whatever it is, and bring them in for a great time hanging out. Especially, for so many, how many of you are really, really, really sick and tired of being Zoomified on a regular basis? Come on, give me the emojis. Joy or, frowny faces for the other side of joy. Yeah, I'm really tired of being Zoomified. But I don't feel that here. I don't feel that in Altspace at all. And that is the beauty of this. So we're Altspace VR ain't Zoom. We're kind of proud of that.
Okay, now during the lockdowns, artists, actors, entertainers complain that they don't have a place to practice or engage with audiences. Well, we do here in Altspace VR. The fun has never stopped. We have the show-off shows with Mike, center stage, open mic, improv night, lights, camera, action, and so much going on here to help you step into the spotlight and let your creative spirits rise. Join us and share your talents with the amazing audiences here in Altspace VR.
Now, don't forget to attend the concerts by the incredible artists that are already here in Altspace, like Luke and Yunji, and Serenity does some beautiful performances as well, and the Brazilian Samba Drums. And there's so many other amazing, talented people here that are stepping up onto the stage. They're performing original songs or cover songs and their own music. We have such an incredibly creative community that is here. Be inspired by them. Step up. Do some of your own.
A new performance event is starting with the songwriters and producers team called Violet Rose Cabaret. Auditions are set for Monday, and the cabaret will be on Saturdays. Bring your original music or songs and join them for this new session focused on original art and music.
Yay, and we love storytelling. And the Kimmer Magic Music Bus is back in Altspace VR on Thursday with master storyteller Arn Chorpan and featured vocalist Sema Thorne. They will take you away through the mists, The Myths. I got to say this right. The Myths and the Myths of Cambodia in Song and Story. You need to check that out on Thursday. This is just one of the many events that are produced by Evolve VR right here in Altspace.
Neurodiversity Lounge is back tomorrow discussing life, ADHD. The topic is your successes with or despite ADHD. Oh my goodness me, acronyms. Okay, they will also host social time at the end of the event. What a great opportunity to connect with others and learn from them and share insights, especially about ADHD.
Yes. I love there being such special groups that are here for sensitive audiences and everything. I just love it. And one of the great groups here is Donna McTee my partner here, continues to build her Live Loved community right here in Altspace with events 6 days a week. She has isn't it amazing? She has brought together this fabulous group of people for the Christian Bible studies, and often taps into current events to explore the spiritual aspects of our lives. So check out Live Loved in the calendar and subscribe to the channel to keep up with the events throughout the week.
Oh, thank you, Laurel. That was very nice. You guys, isn't it nice? There's so many opportunities we have in Altspace to talk about how crappy it is to be under this pandemic right now, right? There's so many things, and as the months go by, I had another really bad week this past week where it just feels like the weight of it is just going to suck you under the ground, right? It's just too much sometimes. And so it's nice that there's so many different events here in Altspace where you can connect with other people, and just talking is a release, right? Tuesdays. Now, Educators in VR is bringing a huge team from the Rochester Institute of Technology to discuss the development and building of their XR museum. You guys, this is incredible. This is a groundbreaking project across the entire campus of the university, tapping into history, science, web technologies, VR, architecture, engineering, and more to break the limitations of a physical museum. They will share their insights on collaboration and project management for a huge and diverse program and the benefit of a project like this for their students. So that's happening on Tuesday afternoon, North American time, Tuesday afternoon. Make sure you check it out in the calendar. Mark interested. You don't want to miss this one.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing, and be there early because it's not set for front row. They may have some surprises in there, so we couldn't add front row, but so get there on time. Now, Educators in VR also continues to feature special events throughout October for Cyberbullying Month. Now, this coming week, there'll be special events focused on workplace and school bullying and cyberbullying, and there's a new team project with Educators in VR called Virtual Schooling. That their main focus is to, as everyone is turning towards a form of homeschooling and schooling down in lockdown and whatnot, they are really combining the homeschooling and learning via virtual technologies, not just, immersive technologies, but all of them. And we're really excited that one of their first events is going to be focused on cyberbullying to help parents understand how it works and how to protect their children and how to discuss it with children of all ages. We also have a special coming up. I'm very excited about this, featuring longtime event hosts, including Donna McTee, and a bunch of others from across Altspace that are going to be sharing how their insights on hosting events and crowd management and disruptions, especially dealing with the trolls. So check the calendar for these great workshops that are coming up and learn how to handle and protect yourself when it comes to cyberbullying. Honestly, just on a very, very serious note, it is no longer a matter of if. It is a matter of when it happens to you or someone you love. So please learn now, prepare now, and get ready.
Now, coming up at the end of the month, October 29th and 30th, the last Thursday and Friday, Students in VR is having an open to the public 2-day conference led and produced by students and their mentors. Now, what's going to happen is it's going to be you'll have to check the calendar close to the event times. We're going to have a group of speakers. It's going to be interspersed with some social moments. Some of them will be longer than others. And I think that it's just as we had a conference in May. And then we took over the Students in VR took over Educators in VR Tuesday workshops in the month of August. And it was amazing how these students, they did an interview style with people like Tom Furness. And just they have interesting questions. And so now we've been kind of dormant, Students in VR has been kind of dormant again through September. And now we're gearing up for this 2-day conference is going to spearhead what happens in the next 6 months and towards the next conference. So talking about some really interesting but important topics. So there's actually going to be something on hackathons, on cyberbullying. There's going to be a really interesting track. And you guys, this is a conversation that we need to start in so many different places in AltSpace where we learn to discern. And you're going to find out more by coming to this session, but we are just sent so much information right now that is sometimes truthful, sometimes half truths, and sometimes there's no remnants of truth in it at all. We have all this information coming at us, and we have to make decisions. We can't we have to make decisions about that information. And so so please put this on your calendars to look for events. The events won't pop up much before a couple of days before the conference, but keep in mind it's happening the last 2 days. And again, Halloween theme for the reason that we've already talked about, that there's just no Halloween in the real world this year, right? Like it's just not happening. So many places are down in total lockdown. Now they won't even let people gather in less than 10 people. So anyways, look for the Students in VR conference. I think you're going to really enjoy these sessions.
Absolutely. Now, Get Social thanks, Donna. Get Social is hosting another discussion about the new documentary. It's not so new now on Netflix, The Social Dilemma. If you haven't seen it, watch it. How many of you have seen it? Some hearts? Have you seen The Social? Oh, come on. You need to take time. I know it isn't as binge-worthy as some of the other stuff, but this is something you need to see. It affects all of us. So this week's discussion is going to be focused on the mental health dilemma, the democracy and discrimination dilemmas, and some other fascinating discussion points. So don't miss that with Get Social on Thursday.
Now, Thursdays is another Rotary VR Universe event. Part social, part presentation. They will be talking about how you may become more involved in the global volunteer programs associated with the Rotary Club and how to become a leader in your own community and beyond. We are so thrilled to have Rotary here in AltSpace VR, so take advantage of this longtime group that has done so much good in the world.
Absolutely. And get world building or volunteer to help with the Halloween world tours. We can't talk about it enough because we want everybody involved. So we're so looking forward to making this an incredible experience. So get your scare on and talk to us after the show. I will not be able to hang around. I just found out. But Donna and Karen 666 and Mark and the rest, they can help you with this. We'd love to have you involved, and they'll help point you in the right direction.
These are just a few of the many events hosted here in AltSpace every day, every week, every month, and throughout the year. If you find an event you wish to attend, make sure you RSVP, and AltSpace will send you that email reminder about the event an hour before. If you love what they do, check the channels list to see if they are listed and subscribe to be notified of their upcoming events. And take a moment to subscribe to the news and updates channel so you will be notified of our upcoming events so you don't miss a moment of what's going on here in AltSpace VR.
Yay! Ready?
Now,
Mark?
There we go. Ooh. So we don't have a lot of time left today, but we're going to open up the floor to questions and comments about anything AltSpace VR related. Want to know how we do the show, about world building, how to become a community helper, about the history stories from the past of AltSpace VR, your first experiences. Let's hear from you. What do you want to talk about?
Now, Mark and I were asked this week during the behind the scenes of the news and updates event about what do we do if nobody shows up for an event? And that was such a great question. And I thought that I'd answer that. Well, you all, if you have anything that you would like to share, you hit the raise hand button and about your, your week here, your experiences, whatnot. But I thought that was a really important question to ask. So Donna and I think what we do like 10 to 20 some events in VR every week, maybe more, maybe slightly less. And yeah, there's times where we stand there and we think nobody shows. Somebody always shows up. My motto is I would rather talk to 10 people who want to buy than talk to 1,000 people and only 10 want to buy. So for me, having one person in the audience, that may be the most important person in the world that I need to talk to. So I don't get caught up with the numbers. It doesn't mean a big deal to me in my events to have, 800 people show up for my event. I don't care because honestly, I don't want to talk to 800 people. I want to talk to you. So if you are hosting an event and you do run into an opportunity where you have fewer people, remember that those who choose to show up are the most important people in the world for you to talk to in that moment. I think that's just really, really important. So thanks, Karen666, for asking that. Isn't that true, Donna?
Absolutely. So a couple of things about that. The first one is when only one person or two people show up, it's really, really important as an event host that you make them feel comfortable. When as an attendee, when I first came into VR, if I went into a room and there was only one or two people, I left because I was petrified. I wanted it to be a group of people so I'm an introvert, I could hang in the back and I didn't have to talk to anybody, but nobody was looking at me. When one or two people come, you're looking at them and it's so intimidating for some people, right? So you have to just be prepared to make them feel comfortable, whatever that looks like in your event. The other thing is when you're just starting events and nobody shows, that is a perfect opportunity to practice. So when I first started Live Loved, and there was only a couple times where nobody showed but I did my presentation in like the talk I was going to do. I did it anyways because it just helped me practice. There was no one there, but I just went through it anyways. And if somebody came in, I was still there. This is the last thing I'll say. The one thing you never want to do ever, ever, ever is leave. Okay. If nobody shows up, you stay because it's on the calendar. And it's on for a specific amount of time. And this is where it's really important for you guys to decide whether you want a 30-minute event or a 60-minute event. Because if it's 60, you're committed. It's on the calendar for a specific time for an hour. Now, can you end it 15 or 10 minutes late if it's an hour event? Yeah, you could end it. Mm-hmm. But if it's a 30-minute event, and nobody shows, you stay because I have to tell you, you have no idea, especially like even AltSpace 101, how many people come in the last 12 minutes. Well, it's on the calendar, so we don't leave until that's the bottom of the hour. So those are just a few of my thoughts.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Does anyone else have any comments? Do you want to hit the raise hand button? We have just a minute or two left to answer any questions or have you share your story. Just hit that raise hand button. All right. Let's see who we have here. We have Lee. Lee, you're on.
Hiya.
Hi.
Is VR becoming more popular now?
Is VR becoming more popular now? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the simple answer. What does everybody else think? Is VR becoming more popular? Come on, give us some emojis. Yeah, it is becoming more popular. And oh, sorry, you have a I'm going to have to mute you. I'm sorry. You've got a ton of noise going on, Lee. Make sure you have headphones on and you're all set to go. Yes, VR is becoming much more popular. And it has been for the last 2 years, and it continues to do so. And I think it's going to continue to grow, or we wouldn't be standing up here, right, Donna?
So true.
Yeah. Timo Amari, you are here. Hello. You're on.
I just wanted to comment about the first thing you said today at the news events, because I don't know where else to ask the question, but more or less it's the comment when I was at a open mic event and you spoke about the 3D sound inclusions that are now involved in AltSpace, where you put on the amplifying microphone and you can hear it all around, but if you go into a certain room, it like muffles. And I had to go behind the stage because I'm not very interested in a grown man singing "I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world." So I went.
What? Come on, what's wrong with you, man?
I know. It just reminded me of how old I am.
Oh, that is so funny. I love that. Okay.
So I went behind the stage, and it's amazing how it muffled, where I could actually talk to somebody and all that. But now my question is, how many different sounds are there according to the material? For example, wood, glass, plastic, geometrics. Do you know that?
Okay, so first of all, I'm not sure if the event space you were in had the audio occlusion in it. Might have. If it was in a template, that would work. But if you were, when you have people that are performing in most of the things, you should have been muted as well. So I don't know the event, but I understand your aversion to that person singing that particular song. But the audio occlusion has nothing to do with the megaphone. The megaphone overrides that. Okay, just letting you know. Its purpose is to equalize the sound across the entire space. Audio occlusion is for without the megaphone turned on. Then people's speaking voices right now it's only in the Commons, Hubs, and the Campfire. It is not anywhere else in AltSpace. And so for whatever event space you were in, likely it didn't have it there. But you somehow you got, you can turn your head and tune out some of the sound a little bit with the spatial audio. But Megaphone does override it. So we are hoping
it was a new template with the stage, which probably was released in the last week. And when I went behind the stage, the sound muffled.
Okay, then it may have occlusion put in the brand new templates. Yeah. But again, the Megaphone is supposed to override all of that. And we're going to see what that looks like when it's released out further. I'm really looking. How many of you are looking forward to having that spatial audio thing so that you can have small groups and have that experience? Yay. I love it. Right now, they are still experimenting with it, and I don't have any details about how much audio reduction, depending on what they're trying to emulate a realistic experience. So if you were standing with a window between you and someone else, you'll have a different reduction in audio than you would if it was a wall. And so from my experience so far, it's kind of like, the thin city apartments where if the person is snoring or on the phone, you can hear in the next apartment, you can hear them. That's kind of a little bit of the experience. You can't understand what they're saying, but they're talking. And so, we'll see what happens with it. It's brand new, so we'll see what happens. Cool. All right. So, Dawn, is there one last chance? Thanks, Dimon. There's any other question? One last chance for a question or comment? And we really hope that you all do events here and you get going. Adrian, how about you? Last chance. Adrian? Hi.
No, I just wanted to say that this has been really, really interesting, and I just want to thank you for it, especially the last part about the spatial audio, because that is literally my job, to do virtualize soundscapes, and I had no idea that AltSpace supports it. So this has been a great information for me. So thank you for this
Wonderful. Well, thank you. Yeah, we're very, very excited. It was just announced last week or 2 weeks ago about the audio occlusion, and we cannot, the idea that they're going to take it and make it so that we can use it in our own worlds, that's going to be a game changer. I'm very excited about that. I'm also on the other side of that, is that right now we have some featured kits that have environmental sound Come on, how many of you want ambient sound? I want to put the sound of the fire cracking on the fireplace right there so that when I move away from it or come closer, I can hear it. I want to have, birds outside a window, not inside the house. I want to have, I want to have the city noises outside the house, not in the house. But having some ambient audio, I would love some ambient audio kits that are really, really low poly, just low size. Wouldn't that be lovely to have ambient audio? So the audio, we have some of the amazing engineers that specialize in audio here working at AltSpace, and they've been working for a long time to get this going. Unity does not naturally have audio inclusion built in. They are making it and reinventing the wheel. So very, very excited about that. So great question. All right, one more quick one. All right, so thank you, Adrian, and welcome. Wonderful. And Luke Nadewalker, you're on. Luke, you have a question or comment? Hi.
Yeah, hi. You commented earlier on one of the slides about the optimal frame rate.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to make a note that I'm getting about 29 FPS in here.
What device are you in?
Quest.
On a Quest? 1 or 2?
Number 1.
Number 1? All right. Is it on all 4 walls?
Yeah, it actually goes up to 35 when I'm in the menu, but it's about 28, 29.
All right. Well, Mark will probably want to, in the cowboy hat, we'll probably talk to you afterwards. Thank you for letting us know. Yay, because this is phase 2 of the studio revamp, and y'all like it. I love this new studio. I think it is fabulous. So thank you, Luke, for letting us know.
Yeah, and it's just a testament to seriously how hard it is to build a world that is compatible, meets all of AltSpace requirements for all devices. It is a wicked, wicked experience. And so thank you, Mark, for doing this.
It is. Yeah, we're very lucky that Mark is one of the experts in doing event spaces here, and it is quite the challenge. So wonderful. All right, Donna, are you ready? Let's take this out. That's all for this week. For the news and updates, we live stream the news onto YouTube every week, and you can catch up with past events, talk about some serious binge watching to learn more about AltSpace VR works and what's going on in the community. We feature the AltSpace VR news and announcements feed in our news and updates Discord server, so you're not going to miss a minute of the news.
And remember, the conversation doesn't stop here in AltSpace VR. Discord is actually our home base for our community outside of AltSpace VR. And we invite you to join the News and Updates Discord to keep up with the news and activities here and around the VR industry, and to share your world's news, events, and updates with us at discord.me/news updates. Please tell a friend and share our Discord and YouTube channel so others can keep up with the news in and around AltSpace as well.
And if you would like to volunteer to help us out, we would love it. Please join our team. We do this for you, but we also need your help. We need people to help us film and live stream the news. We need reporters to help us bring us pictures and news of the past week's activities and things in and around AltSpace. We need writers, editors, photographers, reporters, moderators, backup hosts, you name it. We would love to have you become involved. So please let us know on our Discord server or after the show. I'm going to be heading out right away as soon as the show's over, but Donna and Mark will be here, as well as Karen and Serenity and Ancient, I won't say, and everybody. They can help you with any questions you have.
Yeah, and I apologize because I have to run out right after.
Oh, no.
I have a 5 o'clock, like a top of the hour event as well. So,
yeah.
But we will. There will be people to hang around and answer your questions and talk about what you're doing in AltSpace. So stick around. And thanks to our news update volunteers and moderators that make this event such a success. Seriously, cannot do this. It takes a village, people. No, not village people. It takes a village people. And so we just want to say,
okay.
So with these uncertain times, please, please, please be safe wherever you are in the world, okay?
YMCA, who turned the party at, no, I didn't even remember. That was well done.
I'll let her know to keep her day job. Bye, everyone.
All right, thanks.